A notable young chieftain named Grommash stood only a few years senior to Durotan, who was chieftain of the Frostwolf clan, and Orgrim, who was the chieftain of the Blackrock clan. Marking his leadership, Grom's jaw was adorned with a ritualistic black tattoo. During his rule, his mate Gul'dan bore him a son named Garrosh, though the exact timing of Garrosh's birth remained shrouded in mystery. Tragically, when Garrosh contracted the Redpox, he was sent to Garradar, sealing a fate where father and son would never meet again. Approximately 11 years before the Dark Portal opened, Grommash led bold raids deep into the heart of Ogre territory. When the Ogres struck back, they nearly annihilated the Warsong clan. During the fierce battle, Gul'dan sustained grievous injuries and begged Grommash to end her suffering. Enraged by what he perceived as her cowardice, Grommash called her a wolf with no teeth and abandoned her to her fate. His scorn extended to his other warriors, whom he accused of bending like reeds in the wind. Yet beneath his harsh words lay a hidden truth. He could not muster the strength to kill the woman he loved. This unacknowledged weakness haunted him for years, gnawing relentlessly at his heart. Without hesitation, Grom rallied his forces to pursue the Ogre raiders, but they fell into a cunning trap set by the Ogre warlord. Captured and bound to a tree, Grom endured relentless taunting and torment for days. Despite his body wasting away, his spirit remained unbroken, proclaiming, "This wolf still has teeth." Grom seized the moment when the warlord drew too near, biting and killing him. Grom's triumphant return to the Warsong clan earned him the formidable title of the Warlord with the Iron Will. Grom attended the Kosharg celebration in Nagrand, a time when the orcs, under the secret influence of Gul'dan and his Shadow Council, grew increasingly aggressive. They built colossal arenas where warriors sharpened their skills in brutal combat. Amid this shift, a few clan chieftains voiced their concerns about their race's descent in savagery. Durotan of the Frostwolf clan cautioned against succumbing to hatred and fury, but his warnings were largely ignored. Instead, powerful leaders like Grom Hellscream of the Warsong clan embraced and championed the new era of relentless warfare and dominance, steering the orcs towards a dark and violent future. Before the Dark Portal was created, Grom Hellscream stood as the unrivaled leader of the Warsong clan, distinguished by his lean frame and black tattooed lower jaw. Whispers and suspicions surrounded the mysterious death of the previous chieftain, suggesting that Grom might have seized power rather than inheriting it like Durotan. Despite his stubborn nature, Grom was the first to embrace the call to war when Ner'zhul warned of a new old enemy, the Draenor. Eager for battle, he was also the first to drink Mannoroth's blood. Grom led the charge in the invasion of Shatteroth City, cutting an imposing figure with his fiery eyes, raven-hued hair, and a fearsome two-handed axe. His appearance, marked by pitch-black tattoos, struck terror into his enemies. During the battle, he faced Nabundo, who managed to crush Grom's right-hand fingers, compromising his grip on Gorhal. Despite this, Grom merely smiled and continued fighting. Ultimately, he and the orcs succeeded in conquering the city, solidifying his fearsome reputation. Driven by the curse of Bloodlust, the orcs sought to unleash their fury on anyone who crossed their path. Sensing the perfect moment, Gul'dan united the warring clans into an unstoppable horde. Anticipating power struggles among formidable chieftains like Grom Hellscream and Orgrim Doomhammer, Gul'dan installed a puppet war chief to maintain control. He chose Blackhand the Destroyer, a particularly depraved and ruthless orc warlord, to be his figurehead. Under Blackhand's command, the newly formed horde set out to prove its might by clashing with the unsuspecting Draenor. Grom longed for the day he would cross into Azeroth and demonstrate his clan's dominance on the battlefield. To keep his troops battle-ready, Grom waged war against other orcish clans. Although he reveled in the savage thrill of Bloodlust, each victory left him feeling empty, hollow, and slightly unclean for spilling the blood of his fellow orcs. Despite his deep mistrust of the shaman, Grom was efficiently utilized by Ner'zhul in the turbulent aftermath of the Second War. Alongside Kargath Bladefist, he was called to join the reformed Horde. Tasked with the critical mission, Grom set out to retrieve the skull of Gul'dan from Hyrkon's Skull Splitter. When the Dark Portal was reopened, Grom and Rexxar led a fierce assault on Netherguard Keep, creating a diversion for a team of orcs who were stealing valuable artifacts from Azeroth. During this period, a pair of orcs brought their children, Krenna and Gorgana, through the Dark Portal. Disapproving of their presence, Grom exiled the family from the camp, emphasizing his unwavering focus on war and strategy. Once the artifacts were secured, Grom was tasked with defending the Dark Portal in Azeroth. When the Alliance launched an attack on the portal and entered Draenor, an explosion was meant to eliminate Grom and his warriors. However, they managed to survive and retreated after the failed defense. In the ensuing months, Grom engaged in fierce battles with the Alliance for control of the Azerothian side of the Dark Portal, with its possession constantly shifting between the two forces. When the portal was ultimately destroyed by the Alliance, Grom rallied the Horde under his command, determined to find a new homeland for his people. With the destruction of their only way home and the defeat of their strike forces, Grom and the Warsong clan were forced to hide in the wilds of Lordaeron, living on the fringes of human civilization for nearly 15 years. During this time, an older and wiser Grom began to see the stark contrast between the shamanism of his youth and the warlock magic of the Orcish Horde, recognizing the heavy toll it had taken on him and his people. Throughout these years, Grom battled the demonic curse that left him weakened and listless. While many other orcs succumbed to this sickness, Grom's indomitable will kept him fighting it until his last breath. As the free orc population dwindled due to conflict and old age, their future grew increasingly bleak. The young and weak struggled to survive in this harsh environment, and the Warsong clan seemed doomed. Then a young orc named Thrall sought out Grom. Thrall's courage, strength, and mercy inspired Grom, who had accepted the young outcast and taught him the ways of the orcs. When humans searching for Thrall drew too close, Thrall left, taking with him Grom's necklace as a symbol of the trust Grom had placed in him. Eventually, the Warsong clan led by Grom reunited with Orgrim Doomhammer and Thrall's lost clan, the Frostwolves. Together, they fought against the human internment camps surrounding Durnhold. The two clans set out to free and invigorate the Orcish nation, rekindling hope for their people. Separated from Thrall's fleet, Grom and his Warsong clan were the first to land on the shores of Kalimdor. They wandered the Barrens for days before encountering Jaina Proudmoore and the Alliance expedition in Ashenvale. Rather than launching an immediate attack, Grom chose to follow the Alliance from a distance, curious about his old enemy's presence in this new and exotic land. He spied on them for a time before finally giving in to his bloodlust and attacking. Though the Alliance managed to repel the surprise assault with minor losses, they were left shaken by the unexpected presence of orcs in Kalimdor. Seeking to avoid prolonged conflict, Jaina led her forces to the slopes of the Stone Talon Mountains, leaving some behind to erect defenses against the pursuing orcs. In the midst of this turmoil, Thrall and the rest of the Horde arrived, rejoicing at their reunion with Grom and the Warsong. Reluctant to be drawn into unnecessary warfare, Thrall commanded the Horde to ignore the Alliance. However, his orders were often disregarded, as the orcs, particularly the Warsong, grew increasingly aggressive and bloodthirsty in Ashenvale. Grom and his clan frequently defied Thrall, eagerly spilling Alliance blood at every opportunity. Frustrated by their insubordination, Thrall sent Grom and the Warsong deeper into Ashenvale Forest to establish an outpost, hoping the hard labor would keep them occupied until his return from Stone Talon Peak. Begrudgingly, Grom obeyed, viewing the task as a grave insult. As they vented their rage on the woodlands, their desecration of the natural world did not go unnoticed, and would not go unpunished. The Night Elves, enraged by the Warsong clan's defilement of Ashenvale's forest, launched a surprise attack. In their defense, Grom received unexpected aid from the goblin Neelok Greedyfingers, who provided goblin shredders in exchange for killing a Furbolg. With these new tools, the Warsong clan managed to fend off their attackers successfully, but their victory drew the attention of the demigod, Cenarius. Determined to avenge the fallen Night Elves and protect the forest from further desecration, Cenarius sought to exterminate the orcs. He appeared to know something of the orcs' past and condemned them as demon-spawned wretches deserving only death. During a fierce skirmish, Grom vehemently insisted that the orcs no longer served demons, but Cenarius dismissed his claims and continued his relentless assault. The Warsong clan quickly realized that Cenarius was invulnerable to conventional attacks, making their defeat seem inevitable. As Cenarius pressed his attack, the orcs faced the very real possibility of annihilation at the hands of the vengeful demigod. One of the troll witch doctors accompanying the Warsong clan informed Grom that he sensed strange energies nearby that might help them defeat Cenarius. Intrigued, Grom investigated and discovered a fountain of blood. This was the work of the pit lord Mannoroth, who had originally enslaved the orcs after Gul'dan persuaded them to drink his blood with promises of immense power. Mannoroth viewed Cenarius as a significant obstacle to the Burning Legion, just as he had been during the War of the Ancients. On the suggestion of Tychondrius, who is one of the Nathrazim, aka Dreadlords working for the Burning Legion, Mannoroth poured more of his blood into the fountain, hoping the orcs would once again drink it and become infused with enough demonic power to kill Cenarius. Beyond the immediate goal, Mannoroth had another reason for wanting the orcs to partake of his blood. It would renew their bondage to him and the Burning Legion, ensuring their continued servitude under demonic influence. When Grom led his troops to the ominous fountain, the witch doctor warned him of the demonic energy it contained. One of Grom's soldiers cautioned that drinking from the fountain would betray everything they had learned from Thrall. But Grom, desperate to protect his clan from the new threat, dismissed these concerns. Set in his decision, he drank from the fountain and either persuaded or forced his soldiers to do the same. Empowered once more by the demonic energies, Grom and his revitalized troops launched a ferocious assault on Cenarius' forces. The battle raged with newfound ferocity, and even the mighty demigod fell before the demon-enhanced orcs. In the end, Grom's desperate gamble paid off, but the cost would be felt deeply by all who partook in the cursed fountain's power. After the fall of Cenarius, Mannoroth appeared, revealing the true price of drinking his blood. The Warsong clan, now under his influence, was once again susceptible to the Pit Lord's control. Grom was horrified by this revelation, but that horror was fleeting as Mannoroth swiftly exercised his dominance, turning Grom and his clan into his slaves. Consumed by demonic influence, they came to despise Thrall and the rest of the Horde, waging war against them and their new allies, the humans led by Jaina Proudmoore. Determined to save his old friend, Thrall fought through the corrupted Warsong clan to reach Grom. When he finally confronted Grom, the truth of the demonic curse was revealed. The Orc clan chieftains had willingly embraced the bloodlust offered by the Burning Legion, making them not just cursed, but doomed by their own choices of power. With the help of Cairn Bloodhoof and his Tauren, Thrall managed to capture Grom and bring him to Jaina. Together with the combined efforts of magic users from both her forces and Thrall's, they performed a ritual to release Grom from his blood curse. Upon learning the truth, Thrall and Grom set out to hunt down Mannoroth, eventually locating the vile demon in what is now Demonfall Canyon in Ashenvale. Crying out with rage, Thrall struck Mannoroth with the Doomhammer, but the demonic Leviathan easily shrugged off the attack and countered with a stunning blow. Taunted by Mannoroth, who claimed they were no different, Grom charged forward, driving Gorehowl into the demon's chest. The mighty axe shattered Mannoroth's breastplate and sliced through to his infernal heart. Mortally wounded, Mannoroth exploded in a blaze of hellfire, and Grom bore the brunt of the inferno alone. As the flames subsided, Thrall found Grom lying in the dust, the crimson glow fading from his eyes. The blood curse that had damned their race for decades was finally lifted. With his best friend and war chief by his side, Grom, still undefeated, died at the site of his greatest triumph, overcoming the corruption of the Burning Legion and the whispers of his own soul. Mannoroth's death shattered the Legion's hold on the Orcish race. Those who had drank Mannoroth's blood, willingly or otherwise, found their souls free from demonic corruption. In his final moments, Grom Hellscream left the mortal plane a redeemed spirit, his sacrifice forever freeing his people from the shadow of the Burning Legion. In the southeastern Ashenvale, there's a monument to Grom which stands on the spot which is believed to be where Mannoroth was slain. The monument reads, "Here lies Grommash Hellscream, chieftain of the Warsong clan. In many ways, the curse of our people began and ended with Grom. His name meant giant's heart in our ancient tongue. He earned that name 100-fold as he stood alone before the demon Mannoroth and won our freedom with his blood. Loktar Ogar, big brother. May the Warsong never fade. Thrall, war chief of the Horde. During Azeroth's first Kosharg festival at Razor Hill, the spirit of Grommash Hellscream briefly appeared alongside other legendary orcs, summoned by an offering prepared by an orc adventurer and Durak. Grom reflected on how the memory of his sacrifice had been invoked for various causes, yet he held no resentment. He understood that each struggle was a fight for a better future for the orcs. His only regret was not being there to guide his son Garrosh down a better path. Grom hoped that Garrosh's tragic fate would serve as a warning to all orcs, a lesson to steer future generations towards wisdom and honor. And that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you did enjoy. I figured with doing Garrosh, I could do Grommash as well, since father and son, and I honestly didn't know much about Grommash, so it was cool to learn more about him and understand more. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. You're doing great.